Hello, everybody. Hi. You're welcome to Lottie Nigeria's maiden event called Motion Design and Everything in Between. I am so glad to be speaking to everybody today. I'm actually excited. Yeah, we've not had one of these in a very long time. And we're glad to, have an event that speaks to motion designers, visual designers, animators, even developers that use motion in their work. Okay, my name is David Chuka, and I am community organizer for Lottie Lagos. Right. Okay, in today's event, we are going to be talking about the community. For those of us that are new here, haven't really, um, you know, heard about the Lottie community before, Lottie Lagos or Lottie Nigeria. We're going to introduce you into the community. We're going to have amazing talks from two amazing people. Um, One is titled Why Motion, and the second is going to be talking about using motion to tell your brand stories in the Nigerian scene. Excited about that as well. And then after that, we're going to have Q&A, and also we're going to have a fun game of Kahoot. So get ready for that. And lastly, we're going to have closing session and ask for feedback. We encourage everybody to use the hashtag to talk about the event, talk about what you're learning, talk about the community, just like get us engagements on social media. Okay. All right. So short introduction to the community. Actually, this is a joint event from a number of us in the Lottie Files community. Lottie Nigeria comprises of all the Lottie communities in Nigeria, like combined together. So we have Lottie Lagos, we have Lottie Ilorin, and we also have Lottie Kaduna. We also have a couple of communities coming up, but like these are the main ones that you should expect to be on here today. And we have community organizers from each and every single one of these communities today. All right. So we have one main goal for the community actually, and we're trying to create that goal is to try and create an inclusive environment for everybody interested and curious about motion to try and explore and try and learn and collaborate with others. Like I said earlier, we have one goal for the community, which is to try and get everybody, all motion heads together in one place, right? So current plans for the community is to try and create awareness for motion design, which we've been doing since last year. We've had two events already. One was exploring motion, and the other we talked about using the Lottie Figma plugin. So with all of this, we've been trying to create awareness for motion design and trying to provide a space for motion designers to be together in the same space and collaborate and whatnot. Second thing is foster collaboration amongst members of the community, which is something we're really passionate about and we're working towards because we have very very talented motion designers, especially in Nigeria here, and the ability to just put that talent together and go ahead to build something amazing and work on very interesting projects is mind blowing. And the third thing is organize events and workshops centered around motion design. That is also a plan which we are doing and will continue to do uh, because currently there are not a lot of workshops or events around motion design in the Nigerian design community, and we're trying to like bridge that gap a little bit. If you've never heard of Lottie Files, well, Lottie Files is a platform for testing, collaborating, and discovering animations for a community of animators, designers, developers, and engineers. So that basically means on Lottie Files you can do literally anything you think of involving animation. You could test, you could collaborate with other animators, you could find animations, you could edit your animations, and Lottie Files provides you with lightweight animations to use in mobile apps, websites, and a variety of medium and platforms as well. Common use cases of Lottie animations and Lottie files involves walkthroughs, in-app animations, websites, infographics, gaming assets, animated icons, social media, and whatnot. It's endless. We have about 130,000 plus companies using Lottie files to shape. That is that is amazing. We have Facebook, we have Mastercard, Visa, we have Netflix, and TikTok. A lot of people have already integrated Lottie files into their own workflow, and so that gives you more confidence to try and uh, integrate Lottie files into your own workflow as well. Okay, I'll be bringing up Babs to introduce Celsi, and Celsi is going to be giving us our first talk. Okay. Um,
Motion has long been the universal language of joy, expression, and emotion. Lottie Files takes away the complexity of motion design and allows you to effortlessly bring animations to websites, apps, platforms, and social media. Welcome to the next revolution in design. Over 5 million designers and developers worldwide now build with Lottie. You too can now easily create, personalize, and ship lightweight and ultra high-quality animations for any use case or industry. Access the world's most extensive, free, ready-to-use animations library, or create your animation using the Lottie Files for Adobe After Effects plugin. Lottie Files enables animations on various platforms, iOS, Android, web, as well as tools like Figma, Wix, WordPress, and Webflow. To further minimize the learning curve, Lottie Files fits right within your team's current design workflow. It lets designers organize and personalize animations and allow developers to implement these vector-based JSON files in just a few clicks. We invite you to create more engaging and delightful user experiences and bring magic to your everyday designs. Welcome to Lottie Files.
Hello, I'm Omodolakbo and I'm so glad to introduce Celsi. Celsi is an art director and designer with a passion for developing brand and visual solutions that drive business objectives. She has so many years of experience in various countries and industries, and she enjoys collaborating with colleagues and clients to bring creative projects to life. Part of our key inspiration is that is human behavior to create memorable brand and brand voices. I'm so excited to have Celsi speak to us on this call, and I'm sure that you are going to enjoy our session. It's going to be an amazing session. Hi, Celsi, nice to have you.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. You have the floor now, please.
Okay, yeah, hi everyone, my name is Celsi. Currently a senior visual designer at Lottie Files and also work for a brand side of this company. And thank you so much, Lottie Nigeria team, for making this event possible, and huge thanks to everyone who is here today. Before I begin, I just want to gauge the audience today. How many of you have or are currently using motion as part of your design? Today, we all here hope to find one answer to a question: why motion? So if you see the screen here now, a bouncing Mickey Mouse head is smiling and facing right. He winks as neon-colored confetti, blah, blah, blah. Do me a favor and read this text quickly. And the fact is, human brain stores about 7 bits of information during the processing of text information that we see previously. So people don't memorize text if their brain doesn't generate corresponding images when reading them. And the artificial images are forgotten faster than those actually seen. So images that are connected to emotion directly go to the long-term memory, and dynamic images like what we see right now, the Mickey Mouse with the confetti, remain in our memory for a long time, sometimes for life. Motion evokes emotion because motion helps product to connect with people in a new way. It makes people to feel, it makes people to remember, it makes people to imagine. And it's a universal language, the one that everyone on earth can understand. It communicates without words, transcending any cultural and language barriers. That's why I think everyone here loves memes. And apart from the emotions and the excitement and the impact on the human brain, what other benefits can actually motion create for your product and your business? So the first one, it could increase engagement. Motion grabs your attention, telling you what to look at. Without it, our eyes wander aimlessly between things. And second thing is interactive and personalized because it is designed to be personal. From the look of it, from the feel of it, from the brand color that you apply to it, to the product that you're selling. And the third one, it increases conversion. So as more people engage on your website, they're more likely to convert. They're more likely spending time on your website. And the higher the page rank and search engine rankings, that would benefit better to the conversion of your product. So the world is really moving towards motion because human brains are now wired to ignore static content. As we see here, the animation on the right side grabs our attention the most. To update what David has mentioned earlier, today over 250,000 companies are using motion graphics and animation in their products across all industries, technology, communications, fitness, entertainment, you name it. Like all these companies are using motion graphics. Even the companies that we all love, like Apple, Google, Microsoft, have already implemented motion into their core product designs. Lottie use cases are expanding in scope as we speak now, and I have no doubt that motion will be the core method of communication across many different channels. So how Lottie files help? All this is possible just library of ready-to-use and Lottie text, test animation, and also enabling developers to implement with the code in their product. Oops, the animation doesn't play. So Lottie Files has a powerful integration with the design tools that you love and use on day-to-day basis, such as Figma, Adobe, Google for You, to use animation in your wide range of design work. Name it as website, in-app reactions, walkthrough, presentation slides. The use of Lotties so that we enable motion on every website, every app, and digital screen on the planet. That is our mission and vision of Lottie Files. So after that, what's next? We are now actually working towards making creation easy and accessible for everyone. And we are making the new update on our Figma plugin. So that will make it even easier and seamless experience for the designers, developers to use motion in their design. And our mobile app is also making it easier than ever to ship your marketing content and social posts. You can add the magic just with a tap. So if any of you haven't downloaded these, I encourage you to download our Lottie Files mobile app and give it a try. And yeah, as we all understand, as you try to bring motion, you will face challenges. But we all here at Lottie Files encourage everyone to keep moving forward and be part of this movement, because the motion is next evolution in design. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. Please, everyone, if you have questions about Chelsea's talk, please make sure to write them down. We'll be having a Q&A session after the second talk. Thank you so much, Chelsea. I appreciate you.
Welcome, David.
Yeah. All right. I'll be bringing up Toby to introduce our next speaker, Astonish.
Hi everyone. So I'd want to first appreciate our first speaker, Celsi, for doing an amazing work, giving us more like an intro into what motion is and the amazing things we can get to do with motion. Once again, a very big thank you. Uh, right now, coming up next will be our second speaker for today, who would literally be talking and leading us into um, motions and how to use it in the Nigerian space, like most likely, at least that's great for us. So right now I'll be bringing up Abraham, also known as Astonish. Is a talented motion designer with passion for bringing ideas to life, and also through visual, stunning and engaging animations. He has a strong background in design and keen eye for details, which helps him in creating motion graphics that capture the attentions of his audience and effectively communicate a message. He's passionate about the motion design community and storytelling, a very great believer of work, simple concepts and good people. So right now, I'll really have the honor of bringing up Abraham, also known as Astonish. Welcome, Abraham.
Hello, Lottie Files.
Hello, Abraham.
Okay, please can you confirm if you can actually hear me? Uh, oh, beautiful. So, hello everyone. My name is Astonish. I'm a motion designer and a strong believer of community. Um, I founded MDS community. It's a community for motion designers in Africa, and we are very open, inclusive, and we believe in the community. We believe in being heard. We believe in motion design. Um, Aside this, I do motion for a living. I enjoy motion design. Motion design is a way I express myself, and I love doing it. So, without wasting much of our time, I would like to go into the topic for today. Please permit me to share my screen. Permit me to share my screen. All right. So, like I said, my name is Onaka Abraham Astonish, a motion designer, 2D animator. Before I continue with the slide, I would love to share my show reel. Okay. Thank you so much. That's just my little show reel. Have, as you can see, have been animating for in the tech space, the corporate space, the entertainment space, fintech, and Nigeria space in general. And I've been over the years, I've been able to create some beautiful projects with motion design. So let me just go back to this my slide presentation. So today we'll be talking about using motion design to tell a brand story in a Nigeria setting. So I made a little note or tips summary of things that we should just have in the back of our mind when um, when designing motion for the Nigeria audience or the African audience. The same approach can be applied with international audience, but then I just have to specify because of the topic. So as a seasoned motion designer, you have the skills and expertise. So you use motion design to tell your stories effectively using the brand message for your target audience. When it comes to motion design, that resonate with the Nigeria audience, there are several keys and factors that you need to consider. Yes. And these factors, I just summarize them from personal experience and meeting for in the Nigeria space. First of all, I would like to talk about highlight to highlight the brand unique story. Every brand have their unique story, you get. And during your research phase, you need to understand what you want to convey, you get. What are the value, what are the action point, what do the brand want to sell, you get. And make sure that you make a mood board for this particular phase of your research, and try as much as possible to make sure that these messages are well communicated. So every brand have a unique story to tell. As a motion designer, you can help bring these stories to life. Use your skills to create visual animation that showcase the brand's personality, just like I said, their values and the mission. Once you have done that, the next thing that is very important is to understand the Nigeria audience. Nigeria audience are very unique set of audience. You get, we are spontaneous. We we have a we have a we have culture. You get, we have a culture. We have dynamics. They are we are very comedic. You get, we have a very easy approach to life. So understanding your audience and trying to relate with them is, I guess, will help you in your journey. So Nigerians have a unique culture and language. Yeah. Aside our general languages, the Igbo, Hausa, the Yoruba, and some other languages, we also have slangs again that have become very trendy and popular. So you need to be up to date with these values that we share and try to make them unique as possible when creating motion design. It will help you stand out and resonate with your Nigeria audience. The next thing is to use local element. Um, when designing or animating for a Nigeria audience, it's only right to use our local element or apply local elements or style framing in your motion design. There are some certain cultural things that are peculiar to Nigerians. Yeah. I think a good case study was this project. Um, so this is like a fashion brand and e-commerce for Africans. As you can see, when the designer was designing this brand, he put into notion the kind of things that are peculiar to Africa. These are the brand tone, just yeah, these are the brand tone, the highlight, just like I mentioned in the past, and even their value based on who you be. Yeah, this is like a in Nigeria slang, like who are you? You get based on your heritage. So based on who you be, these are authentic. These are the values that they want to share in their project. So you need to take into note all these values and visual clues when making your animation. Incorporate culture, incorporate their culture such as music, fashion, food, and landmark. So I think I did a logo animation for that project. It's on my IG. I would like to play it now. Uh, So So just like I explained, incorporating local element. The music was original and it just picked that African vibe, that vibes, and it was even the colors, the elements we are all speaking, the values of this particular local e-commerce brand. Another thing to note is just keep your work simple. This is a general principle. Keep it simple. Don't get it too complicated. Make what the best thing that can work, go with it. When it comes to motion design, less is often more. Keep your designs and your animation simple and easy to understand. This can help you ensure that your message comes across clearly and effectively. Then make it shareable. By making it shareable, we are talking about making it relatable. If somebody does, if a talent does, if your audience don't relate to what you are trying to communicate, they don't share. People naturally share what they relate to, whether it's educative or whether they find it humorous or whatever you do. Make it relatable and shareable. Nigerians are highly social and we love to share content online. Definitely, you get once your content is appealing enough, engaging enough, people will naturally love to share your video and your content. Another key point is to collaborate with local creative as well. Obviously, since you are creating content for the Nigeria scene, it's very obvious that you should work and collaborate with local talent. For me, in most of my cases, most projects, the sound are done locally, voiceover are done locally. The script is written by a Nigerian, you get, and even the designs are done by local talent as well. So with all these things bring a sense of authenticity to the project. So working with local talent, local creatives such as the writers, music talent, designers, photography, imageries, you get, when you work with local talent, you bring that authentic rawness, that peculiarity to your project. Then lastly, be authentic. Nobody can do it better than you do it. You get. Don't try to be someone else. Try to have that sense of personality in your project. Bring that sense of personality in your project. Try to be you. You can get inspiration from projects, people projects, but then at the end of the day, just stand out and be a Nigerian. Um, Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for the time and the talk. It was indeed a pleasure. These are my handles. Then this is our community. We are currently working on our website. We're currently working on our website, but then you could, from the link, you could join our Discord server and join the fun. Thank you, Lottie, for having me.
Oh, this is amazing. Thank you so much, Astonish. This is like really great. Learned a few things. Happy this actually had to like come up. Great. I don't know if there are any what's it called questions from the audience for us. If you've got any questions for Astonish, please bring it up. But I think one of the major highlights and amazing things that I have learned is how to design for the locality that you're in. You have to pay so many attentions to um, the culture, the sound, the feel, the physical activities around there. So I think like pending the time that I would get questions from. Oh, okay, yeah. There are so many. There are some questions that are coming in. So how can we convince more Nigerians to incorporate motions into their project?
Okay, that is
I
that
have
the
some.
question?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Can you ask this again, please?
How can we convince more Nigerians to incorporate motion into their project?
Okay, I think the best way to convince them to show them how it works, show them how motion can work in their most of my projects. Most project I have worked on for people, it's either they have seen me do it on my personal project or passion project again. So the best way to show people how lovely motion can be is by let getting them to experience how what motion can do to their brand. Most times it's always after I've posted my recent work that I get people, oh please, can you do a custom animation for our apps? We are working on our apps and or our platforms, and I think motion will be very good for our marketing. Okay, so most times showing is the best way to sell motion design.
Oh, great. I think just the summary is you have to have like enough project to show and make them understand why motion is actually best for them to be incorporated in their project. So I think a follow-up question basically for me would be um how are you able to like explain the what's it called the importance of motion, right, in brands, in interface designs, in let's just say general marketing, yeah.
Okay, motion design, just like the last speaker said, is very engaging. It's very engaging. It helps keep people focused in the message or the content. Without motion design, people mind are scattered. With motion design, you help lead your audience with the different layer or milestone of your message. Again, you set their tone through the music. You can communicate emotion. If you want to convey something very dramatic with the tone of the music and with the scene, the lighting, you convey a very dark tone. But when you want them happy, you use lighter tone. There's this there's a creator, Jude OC. He will make scenes in or stories in a Nigeria setting like he have done for Justice League, Batman, and the rest of them. But so he brings even though his motions are not so great, but then because the storytelling is able to convince you. Some of these animations or these motion designs make people cry at the end of the day for a story that is like fantasy. You get it provoke emotions. But yeah,
Oh, great. Thank you. So, I think one of the other few questions here are what are some key principles and best practices for effectively using motion in design?
Well, I would say if you could be able to obey design principle to a very large extent, and little of motion, the basic 12 principles of motion designs or animation, your work will stand out. When you for let me just list a few of the motion principles: screech and squash, exaggeration, timing. You get when you yeah you, your speed, the speed graph, that's the easing in and easing out. When you obey all these things, sometimes, in fact, the best advice, if you don't want to be very technical, animate from life. You get, make sure you're when you're animating, does this move like this in real life? You get, you cannot throw a cup from the sky and it's bounce. No, now it will break. You get, it can't bounce. So, but if you throw a ball from the sky, it need to squish, it need to bounce. So when you apply these little principles that from real life, your animation or your motion design will be much more appealing to the audience.
Oh, that's great. I think so. There is one last question. Are there any physical, psychological, or cognitive factors to consider when designing motion in user interface? So I think this is more product design related.
Yeah, as a motion designer, you're also a product designer because you have your user at the back of your mind of your mind. Yeah, so if you obey the little approach in product design, you get you'll be able to make effective motion design choices. For example, now when you're animating a button, you get, or when you want to choose um colors for your interface, you get, you know that red red provoke people to click on the button more. You get, there's color psychology, their motion psychology. So you can, and also their hierarchy. You get, when you're setting up your designs. So the same way is in motion. When you just obey this simple UI, so UX experience, you will have a better approach and result.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much for that amazing answer. I think I'll have this last question just popping. Is it advisable to stick with just a niche in motion design, e.g., logo animation, and what is the future of logo animation in the Nigerian settings? So that's from Samuel.
All right, thank you, Samuel, for the question. Um, I think it's advisable to specialize, but then please learn as much as you can learn. But then specialize. Two things. There are two things when specializing. It doesn't need you don't need to show the world everything you do. Just find the best that work for you and make it stand out. Okay, let people know you for that more. But then you can practice other things behind the scene. For example, now video editing. Yes, you don't need to know video editing to a large extent as a motion designer, because most times in the professional setting, you do your motion design, pass it to a video editor that will use it for YouTube videos or trailers and content like that. But in some cases where this talent will not be, or the numbers are not there, you can just do some things for yourself. For example, even sound engineer, sound designing. But then specialize and push one thread to the world more. When I started, I started with logo animation. I made it. It was all over my page then, or all over my page. But because of how I stand out in motion design, in logo animation, people can trust me on other projects because they're like, if this guy can be this good in logo animation, that means he can be very good in my other brand videos. So yeah, find something that can make you stand out.
Oh, that's great. So I think there is like a last newbie question. It says, as a newbie in motion design that is coming from brand designing and web design, How do I incorporate motion design in telling my brand story? And where are the best schools to learning for motion design?
Okay, could you repeat the question again? Sorry.
Okay. As a newbie in motion design that is coming from brand designing and web design, how do I incorporate motion in telling my brand story? I think that's the first part of the question. Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful. Um, I'm so happy that you made mention that you're already a brand designer. It's easy to navigate when you are coming from the brand design point of view. You get, if you have been designing, at least it make your journey half easier, because you are just bringing to life what you have already designed. So what I would advise you is to just learn the basics of animation. Already you already have the principles of design covered. Learn the basics of animation, the principles of animation. Then you need to identify what kind of motion design do I want to settle for. If you want to settle for 2D motion design, then you're advisable to learn After Effects. But if you want to go to the 3D route, Blender is sufficient, Cinema 4D is sufficient. You get, so you learn this tool, and the best way to learn it is the same way you learn your 2D design. Learn the interface, learn how the tools can be used, then you start creating. Yeah. Emphasis on creating, because you need to practice. That there's this power of repetition. So when you're trying to learn, please don't focus on perfection from the onset. You can try as much as possible to practice basic um, some basic principle over and over again. Little project. Don't go and start doing a brand identity video. Start with the little things, you get, so that the more time you repeat those things, the better you become.
Amazing. Thank you. So I think one of the second part of the question is where is the best school for learning motion design? More like resources for learning motion design.
Okay. Oh,
That would
sorry
be
about I forgot that I skipped that question. So for me, I learned motion design like cut and join initially, but over time I had to start keeping um proper resources for learning motion design, because I started mentoring. So I think resources or schools for learning motion design, depending on your budget. If you don't have any budget at all, just be surfing YouTube videos. You get, but I would advise you I would advise, even if you don't have enough budget, go to Skillshare or Domestika. These these platforms are very underrated, but then they are very effective. Skillshare, Domestika, they have a proper structure to learn. Then, but if you have the budget, try School of Motion and Motion Design School.
okay. Thanks for sharing the resources, and I think this is more like the last question. How do you balance the technical aspect of motion design with the creative aspect?
How do you balance the technical aspects of motion design with the creative aspect? Well,
Mm-hmm.
I will say, when you're starting out, as much as you can, learn as much technical skills as you can. When you have not gotten so much engaged with paid project and everything, when the jobs have not started coming, at least practice your technical skill. I cannot emphasize that enough. When you practice them enough, but it will get to a point where some most time the technical skill will not save you anymore. You just need to know how to be creative. You get, how to be creative. I know talents that they know the software, they know how to use, they have taken a lot of tutorial courses. But okay, give them a script, tell them to visualize, this um this storytelling in motion design. That there will always be an issue. So to balancing the creative part, one thing that have helped me is references, reference and inspiration. Increase your inspiration bank. Follow people that are better than you. Discover talents in discover work project from LinkedIn, project from Behance, project from Instagram. Follow the best studios and follow who they are following. When you have enough of this content coming flashing on your screen, it keep your memory, or it feeds your eye with fresher concept. You get, at the end of the day, you create something more authentic. But then if you are a newbie, you don't have enough following, or you don't have enough um resources to follow, and you're just particular about your follower count. You get, when I was a beginner, I didn't care if I'm following 10,000 people and only 1,000 people are following me. I don't care about those numbers, because these 10,000 people, they are giving me the value I need to stay inspired. You get, because they are giving me the content I need. Sometimes I have to, at some point, I will unfollow these people because okay, I think I've outgrown their wisdom bank. You get, but as much as I can, I keep following more new talent as I can. You get, don't be scared of your follower count. Be more driven by the quality of the content they are following. That's how to stay creative. You get, at the long run, the
Thank
technical
you so
skill
much.
doesn't really count to so long. You need to be creative.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for giving insights into this. I think like based on questions, that's like the most we've gotten from the comment section. Once again, I'd like to say thank you, Astonish, for demystifying and also giving insights into how to design for our local environment and more like our local states, which is more like Nigeria. So I think right now I'll be calling on David so he could come up and maybe talk more about Lottie, how Lottie is helping to improve motion design for newbie motion designers and also how to get started. Thank you, David. Nice to have you here.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you,
Hello.
Astonish. All right. Okay, so before I hand over to Babs for the Kahoot session, because we're coming to the end of the event, I'd like to bring up Yamin. Uh, Yamin is an employee at Latif House, and I'd like him to give us a little talk about Latif House, what we can expect from Latif House this year. So, Yamin, I'm bringing you up in a bit. Hello, Yamin. How's it going?
Hello, hi guys.
Yeah. So, I just like us to talk about what we can expect from Latif House this year, and a little bit about you know, Lottie Files in general, and plans for the year for the community and
Yeah, so basically, I mean, welcome guys. Good to have. I mean, the Nigeria team first of all. Great event. Just want to say that before I start. So what to expect from Lodifast this year? So basically, we know that we've been always our platform has been developing. We've been like making a Lottie editor, basically based where people can collaborate and basically working out different tools and integrations where you can actually easily adapt Lotties to different multiple products. Because basically, our aim hasn't changed. We're still working towards making motion available to everyone. So we want everyone to be part of that workspace. We want everyone to be able to make motion. So for this year, I think Celsi also covered it in her presentation a little bit as well. Maybe it might have been missed, but so what we're working towards this year is to make that creation process easier for everyone. We do have a surprise announcement which is coming in May, but something which everyone can actually look forward to in quarter 3 this year is the Lottie Creator platform, which we are really excited about. So basically, we it's a tool which where anyone can access and where you can work on the file and just make your own lotties instead of going through the After Effects route. So that's something we're really excited about. And what we're trying to do is we want to provide all the motion tools out there, give everyone those tools to make sure that making the motion journey is easy for everyone. We have the collaboration platform of lotfast.com, which you guys can check out. We do have public animations that people can use. We have where you can actually hand it off to a developer. So we just want to make sure that this whole journey is easy for everyone, and that's pretty much what that Lotfast is headed towards.
Thank you so much. We can't wait to see the surprise announcement you have for us in May. Actually
Yep.
excited about that. And thank you so
I know you
much,
guys.
Yam, for, for joining the stream. Okay, I'm going to bring up Babs now, and I think we should be having a cloud session in a bit. Thank you so much, Yamin. All
No problem. See you guys.
right. Okay.
Guys, that's my baby. So sorry. Nice to okay. She's as excited as I am to be on the call too. So it's nice to actually be on this call, hear all the amazing speakers and what Luti Files asked for us this year. Thank you, Yamin, for sharing that with us. So now we are on to the couch session. Who is ready for some games? Woo! Okay, bring it on. Um, we'll be sharing the link for you to participate in this session. Okay, so we are trying to set up a minute, please. So we are live and we are waiting for players. So we'll be sharing the link in the live chat. Or you can just scan this and copy the game pin. Just go on to Kahoot and the website and just type this game pin to start answering the questions. Oh, great. We have most here. Okay. We are waiting for other participants to join on. Trust me, this is so going to be interesting and exciting. Guys, join in, join in. Oh, Faith, yeah, cow. Great, great. Okay. This is so going to be fun. All right. We have more players joining. I can see Mine. I can see IVJ. Hi, Vesto. Never can say. You can win a free gift just by playing some of these games, you know? Okay, checking. All right. While checking, we hope you're able to answer all the questions and just win one of them. Okay, just for clarity again, so if you are just joining this call or want to play the game, so you can just go to Kahoot's website, just by typing kahoot.it on Google. Then you see a screen that requests you to enter your game pin. The game pin as displayed on the screen is 9546203, or you can just scan the barcode here and you can start playing the game. Okay, time. 2, 1. Okay, so the first question is, who's the founder of MDX? Is it okay? Wow. Most people got the first question correctly. Okay, check in. You answered that. Think of the seconds. Thank you. So the question goes those: how can motion benefit you in the following way? Which of this is correct? Except, okay, we have 3 more seconds. Okay. Woo. Okay. Checking here too. Okay, our next question. If you've been on the call through the flyer, you'll be able to tell this. Okay, let's see who we have on our leaderboard for this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, everyone got this. Amazing, amazing. Okay, we are moving towards the end of the question. So we have 2 more questions. And good does. How can you use motion design to tell? You can use motion design to tell some of these stories, except. Okay, you know it too. All right. No, the correct answer is except customer map. Yeah, I think that's supposed to be customer journey map. The customer map is an incomplete word. So to the next question and the final question, I guess. Lottie files format provides animation with all of these features except I think it was Chelsea that that did a presentation on this. Yeah. So let's have it. All right. Most of the participants we have you getting the question as unscalable. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for participating. Okay, let's see our leaderboard. Okay, bring it on. Check-in. Okay. Check-in has it. Amazing. Mosty, SIT, Mine. Thank you so much for participating. This was fun while it lasted.
All right. Thank you so much, Babs. And thank you so much, Babs Baby, also for contributing to our stream. All right. Bye. All right, guys. We've come to the end of our event, and I just want to give a quick shout out to every single person that joins today. Thank you so much for joining meeting event Lottie Nigeria. We usually separate communities, but for this event, we decided to get back, join together to host something like this and listen to amazing talk from 2 of our speakers. We value your feedback. So if you could take a little bit of time to just scan the QR code and fill the form, or we'd like to host more of these events. And we're also looking to have more in-person meetups in the future. So we want to know what the community wants because we're for the community and we want to be able to provide the community with everything they need to succeed in the motion space. So I'm going to leave this on for a bit, and you can take a look at our social media platforms Twitter, Lottie Lagos, IG and LinkedIn, that's Instagram and LinkedIn, Lottie Kaduna, and Twitter also for Lottie Ilorin. So if you are close to any of these communities, feel free to follow the pages and to receive updates and for any upcoming events and recent developments. Um, Also, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to leave this for a bit. Once again, thank you everybody for joining. You're all awesome. Okay, I believe everyone has gotten this by now. Please fill the feedback form. That would be great to make us get more insight on how to improve our future events. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, and see you in the next one. Bye.